At 5, Fiserv Forum has the Deer District. Should American Family Field have the Beer District?
The Brewers president isn't exactly brewing with excitement. Our Jason Calvi live with the pitch. Jason?
Hey, Mary, the mayor calls this a sea of parking, and I found out that the city's actually still paying for this original parking infrastructure. Now the GOP is asking the city to pay more for AmFam Field repairs. The mayor says he wants to see a lot more from this parking lot, which is vacant right now, hundreds of days a year. With 13,000 parking spots, American Family Field has 2,000 more than Disney's Epcot.
I just don't want the Brewers in American Family Field to be in a position where 20 years from now, where we're looking at, again, just this sea of parking.
So here's the mayor's pitch.
It could be housing, it could be restaurants, it could be apartments, it could be hotels. I mean, there's any number of things.
The mayor cites the Bucks Deer District, the Packers Titletown.
And they're all very interesting.
The Brewers president says the Beer District could come someday, but he balks at the idea of it happening anytime soon.
I'm very protective of our tailgating culture. We have some of the largest parking lots of any major league stadium, and that's important for fans. I want to make it easier for fans to come here and tailgate and park. I don't want to make it tougher.
They've got a lot of parking. I think that they're smart enough to figure out how to incorporate development over at American Family Field and still keep enough parking for folks to be able to tailgate. A 2020 Metro Milwaukee Association of Commerce study found how much people going to games were spending outside the ballpark. The average city fan spent about $6 out of the ballpark. Fans from the rest of the state spent about $12, and out-of-state fans spent an average $142 outside the park. Now there's fresh debate on how much more money could come with a beer district. And I reviewed data and documents from the city that reveal the city is still paying for the original parking infrastructure, more than $1 million a year, and that obligation for the debt obligation goes through 2029. Now Republicans in their plan are asking the city to pay $2.5 million more every year through 2050. We're live at AmFam Field. Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
And Jason, what are state lawmakers saying about this proposed plan?
The plan to transform these parking spots into a beer district. Well, right now we're still waiting to hear back from the governor and Republican lawmakers on that specific idea. But yesterday, when Republicans laid out their proposal, they did say that having the Brewers committing ironclad commitment to stay here through 2050 will inspire other businesses to develop land neighboring this ballpark, as they know the Brewers are going to be here through 2050.
All right, Jason, thank you for that. And the Republican proposal to fund American Family Field repairs would mandate the city and county pay. The GOP bill says Milwaukee County would pay $5 million a year, while the city would pay $2.5 million. Now, if they don't pay, the bill says the state will then dock it from the city and county shared revenue. Today, Common Council members told us they were concerned with the possible funding curveball.
This Common Council, of course, wants the Milwaukee Brewers to stay here in Milwaukee. This will create a hole in our budget going forward that we were not expecting, so we continue to be concerned about those negotiations.
We've got to stick up for the taxpayers of our community and say that the money should be going back to us, not being, siphoned out to these extreme corporate welfare projects.
The money would go to the governmental body that does own the ballpark. The current lease requires that park board pay for capital improvements. The Brewers estimate the repairs will cost more than $400 million.